to go up and down, and like it was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's why I didn't choose to get techniques. And honestly, I like this one better than techniques or any other turntable I think I've bought.
You just gotta make sure whoever you buy your techniques from, they took care of them. Because if they didn't, then you know you're gonna have like issues.
It's so crazy you brought up like character of each technique because I used to own a pair of techniques.
Yeah.
But I will say that one was an M3D and one was an MK2. So I will have to factor that in. But I have played on a pair of techniques. They were the same model. And they weren't exact. Again, it all goes into the cabling and how the owner treats the turntables. Like, maybe like the.
And if you have grounds on it, because techniques, you need actual ground wires and shit. So.
No, I've noticed like in one of the tempo sliders for one of the technique turntables, like even if you put it in the middle, it'd be -2.
Yeah.
So now you have to account. Now you have to like it's handicapped that way now. So now you need to adjust it.
Yeah.
Now you have to go -4 if you truly want to go to. Or you have to go to +2 if you really want to get to like 0.
Yeah, I think the one side that I had, so one of the sides, when you would like try to pitch down or like slow down the fucking turntable, it would go up, but then it would slow down when you got to a certain point. So you kind of had to like, I don't know, you just had to practice with it and like you had to get a feel. That's why with techniques, I feel like for me it was more hearing than like visualizing. So that helps me like DJ with like, for instance, like the Pioneers and the CDJs, because like I could actually like not have to look at the decks and like, you know, hear what's going on, versus like a lot of people rely on, you know, seeing the beat grid and seeing what's going on and stuff, like, and that's kind of like, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, it's like if something happens, like you're gonna be screwed. Yeah.
And I do come across DJs when they're organizing their playlists or their queues where they're formatted that way, where they have to beat grade. They have to like make sure the beat grade is on point, because that's like how they're.
Yeah.
And like it's definitely the perfectionist, and then talking to them like, oh, like the mixing needs to be like on point. Like Like I've talked to a lot of chopping DJs and producers that chop the dubstep, and a lot of them have their stuff beat grid because they want to make sure that like the timing on it's like really good.
Yeah.
And they'll have quantize on too, like when they're DJing to like make that shit smoother. I don't know if you DJ with quantize on.
Oh, I DJ with quantize on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I actually don't DJ with the master tempo on.
Oh no.
Because I like it to sound like a vinyl. Okay. Because when you have the master tempo on, it keeps the same pitch even though you speed up the song. Yeah. So like if like say the song is like in G minor or whatever, like. When you pit, like if it's in G minor and it's like 126 BPM, when you speed it up to like 130, it's gonna still stay in G minor. Yeah. But like if you take off the master tempo, it's gonna like pitch up. Yeah. Kind of like how a record does, you know? But yeah, I never use master tempo.
That's crazy. That means like I guess I don't know, but when you DJ, do you like your BPMs are like really close to each other?
Like the songs?
Yeah.
No, it depends. I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna be using like a song that's like you know, like 120 BPM or like 126 BPM and like speeding up to like 145. Yeah. Like if I'm playing like at 145 or I'm playing like 140, like I try to keep like the songs like no less than like or no more than like a 10 BPM range.
Okay, that's
so like that way it's like you're not pitching it up so high to the point where it sounds like chipmunks, you know?
Yeah.
I used to be that DJ that wouldn't turn on the master tempo. So every time I moved the BPM, it was so noticeable because of the pitch change. I stopped doing that. So now I always keep, like, for example, that's one of the things that I need to do when I DJ.
It depends on the genre, too. So, like, if you're doing, like, dubstep or you're doing, like, trance or, like, things that has more melody, I would probably have the master tempo on because like because there's more melody in it. But I feel like me, I'm a techno and tech house DJ. So like the techno and tech house beats are like more just bass and drums.
So whatever it is,
so there's not really too much melody. It's just more like atonal. It's like atonal.
And also and also all the elements are pretty much in key, like really in key too. So when it pitches, it's all pretty much like one.
Yeah, note, like it's one note going up.
One key, like getting pitched.
And then sometimes too, like I heard like I think it was the Martinez brothers, but they'll make their tracks at a faster tempo, right? So they'll make a track on like Ableton or whatever, and they'll make the track like in 138 BPM, but they'll play it at like 130 because like when you pitch it down, it's gonna have like a heavier low end because you're pitching the notes down.
Oh, but you're taking the like the actual source is the 138 sub key, but when you go DJ, you're actually taking it lower.
So it's like a heavier bass. So like that's what I heard about that. I haven't really done that because I tend to like play all music faster because like even when I play house music, I tend to be like 130, 132. And like,
so that that's interesting. Most of my peers that DJ house music, they're usually like within 125, 130. But you start 130, 132.
I don't know. Like for me, it's just like it's more driving and it just sounds more like pumping and like you want to dance more because like, I feel like when it's like 126, sometimes it's just like it's too chill. I don't know.
Okay, I feel you. It has a certain groove. 126, I will say.
I play 126 if I'm like opening or like if I'm like playing like at a pool party or something, like something where everyone's just like vibing out instead of like. But when I play warehouses, a lot. So like I play like 132. Yeah,
you play. You're a familiar name. Like I like to say, like every week at Lick and Dip, bro.
I play every weekend.
Yeah, are you like a part of the team? Cause I do see your name like playing like all the week. Like
I helped
like
them with booking.
Oh,
yeah,
word.
So
Oh, that's cool.
Them with booking like that. That's kind of recent. Like I've only been helping them with booking for like probably like a month and a half or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, cause they used to have someone else do their booking. Well, before it used to be them and another group, Underwear. So they like split up, and like when they split up, it's like their whole team like split up too. So like part of their team, part of their team went to Underwear, and then part of the other team like stayed with Lick and Dip. So
you stayed with Lick and Dip?
Oh, I wasn't in their team. I was just playing at their shows, but then it was like, the person that used to do the booking left or whatever, and so he wanted the guy that runs Lick and Dip was looking for someone, and he's always like the stuff I play, and I think like one night, or I hit him up to do a EP release one night, and that night turned out really good, and he liked the artist that I brought out, so he hit me up. He's like, hey, you want to help with booking? He hit me up, and he hit my other homegirl Kat up to do it. Okay. And then the other homegirl Mama J does the other booking too. So it's like three of us that kind of do booking.
Okay. Yeah. Is that a big team, Lick and Dip, or is it like a really tight team?
To be honest, no, actually they are a pretty big team. Like when I think about it, and I don't even know everybody. Like
even including you, even going to the booking, like including you, like.
Yeah, no, they're a pretty big team, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and the community's big too. I think it was been a couple months ago. I went with Robert to a warehouse out in LA.
Yeah.
Lick and Dip was doing something, and it was like my first time going to that kind of warehouse experience. I mean, they had like arcade machines in one corner. They had like some area for couches.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know which spot you're talking about.
Yeah, and then they had like an area for drinks, like people can buy drinks.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like, I don't know, it was crazy.
Was that the one?
It was raining. It was raining. My cousin played that night, Animal.
Oh, okay. I actually saw him.
That night?
No, I saw him yesterday.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I saw him yesterday.
Where was that? Where you guys see him at?
Huh?
Lick and Dip?
Yeah, Lick and Dip. He was there. Yeah, he was there when I played. But yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, dude.
I was I'm actually talking to him about getting him booked. Like, probably like next month sometime. But yeah, that spot, was it the one where like you got to walk through an alley, or is it the other one where they have like this outdoor lot?
It looked like it had an outdoor lot. Like there's outdoor lot where people can kind of chill too.
Okay.
I remember this night it was kind of raining. It was like kind of drizzling.
Yeah. I know what spot you're talking about.
It was hot as fuck inside though. It was hot as fuck inside.
Yeah, that spot, they haven't got it like recently, but I think they're gonna start using the outdoor lot because I think they're gonna start doing more like outdoor spots. That's the thing I like about Lick and Dip. They're the only after hours in LA that does outdoor spots. Because I don't think like none of the other ones that have been around, they all do warehouses. Like, and even in the summertime where it's like, I can't do warehouses in the summer. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's way too hot. Like if it's 90 degrees all day, like it gets ridiculously hot in those things. So I'm like happy that they do outdoor stuff. Especially, I don't know if you ever been to the one where it's a truck lot.
I don't think I have. No, not the truck lot.
Yeah, there's a truck lot one where the actual loading dock, you know, like where trucks like back up and like load
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
you see at a warehouse.
They
kinda?
use the actual loading dock as the stage, so like the
That's
DJ sets up and like
Shit.
yeah, it's like this is pretty cool. And then they get the truck, the trailers, and they make like a little area around it, so it like covers the party.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
That's real awesome. What's like the most creative location Lincoln Dip has done their events at?
The
I mean
most
that's
creative?
that's pretty.
I think that one is really really like unique and different. I really like that one. They do the 360 stuff. That one's cool too. Like that's what yesterday was the 360 stage. And,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was
like
inside or outside?
It was inside. Yeah, when they do the 360, it's inside. But that one's really fun to play because like you just have everyone around you like in a circle. And yeah, they just have all the lights. Like yesterday was the first time I saw where they did this production that was really cool. Where they actually had like it was kind of like a cage of lights. So it was like they had like posts like around. So like since it's a 360, the DJ is like in the middle. And they have posts around the DJ, like 4 posts, and each post had lights, and they were just like spinning, and like it was pretty cool, like really cool production. But yeah, that one, I like that one too. I like the 360 and I like the truck lot. Those are like my favorite ones.
So have you DJ'd a lot of 360 events?
Just that one. That was Lick and Dip is like the first time that I did a 360, and it's like the only spot. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna ask, do you think it's like a different vibe from just a regular set?
Yeah, definitely. Like 360, like I said, it's pretty cool. Like having everyone around you, and yeah, it's like a different vibe. Like I don't know. It's definitely not the same. Like I don't know. For me, it's more fun because you have everyone dancing around you instead of just like playing a stage where it's like only like a bunch of VIP people are behind you, like being boring. But like,
that's true.
Yeah,
they're watching you.
Yeah, like you actually have like people behind you like dancing and watching what you're doing, and then you got people on the side of you watching what you're doing. Versus like when you play like a stage, it's like it's only like VIP people, and like most of those VIP people are like DJs or promoters or whatever, and like they could care less about what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what brings up a really important matter that I've seen on social media, and I want to hear your guys' opinion. So, some dubstep artists like went online saying, like, there's no need for anyone to be in the back, like in the VIP stage. Like if you get guest listed, like you should just be like in the crowd. Like no need for you to be on stage with the DJ. Like, and it kind of brought up some questions in my head, like who should be on the stage with the DJ? Like who, like, you know, like, cause I feel like there shouldn't be just like everyone like on stage, right? Like there should just be like the important people on stage. I mean, obviously security. Like if the DJ needs security on there, okay, I can see security being on stage, no problem. Okay, media person, you're a photographer, you're a videographer. Okay, I could see them being on stage. Okay, possibly maybe your manager, or if anything like a tour manager, like making sure no one's like being goofy on stage, right?
Yeah, or like mostly the managers are there just to like make sure that their artist is like handled,
right? Like,
or like if they need anything.
Like, do you believe the whole clique needs to be on stage, type shit? Like everyone needs to be on stage.
Like I think it's cool. Like I mean, it depends like on the vibe that they.
Like, what do you personally like? Are you more like a hey, I need my space kind of person, or like no, like everyone can just be like.
I don't mind when people are like dancing behind me or like dancing next to me. Like it's cool. Like I vibe out with that. But what I don't like is like people that are just like there for themselves. So like they want to be behind the DJ because they want to come out on camera, or they want to like but like if they're there just vibing, like having a good time, and like they're able to handle their stuff, like it's obviously I hate when someone's next to you and they're messed up and you know, they probably like almost spill their drink on you, or like I've had someone like spill their drink all over my pants, and that was.
Hey, bro, what color pants were they? Were they like light colored pants?
I think they were black pants. I always wear black most of the time when I DJ, but like, yeah.
Like it would have been like those pants, like
yeah.
bro.
I was just like, even though I was like wet all night, like, you know, like the back of my pants was wet all night, you know, it was kind of annoying, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, for the most part, like for instance at Lick and Dip, usually like the people that are backstage are usually like mutual friends or like people that know each other.
Right.
So like when it's like that, it's cool because like
for sure.
Yeah, because like no one's gonna like act up or like be dumb back there. But you know, like I see some streams of like Boiler Room, and I'm like, man, I'd probably get like so much anxiety because like that some of those people are just like wild as hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 360 sets are kind of like that, you know, like you kind of have these people near you, and a lot of them, most part, you do know these people, but there might be like some randos.
When they do the 360s, like for the most part, it's still gated. So like it'll be like a 360, and then there'll be like a little gate, like kind of
so
like
it's
a
not,
little
not like a.
It's not like completely open.
Like right there,
yeah, it's not like completely open where like everyone can just like go up and rush up. You know, like they still have like a little gate like that, and like the security is like standing in one corner, like making sure.
I was about to say, is there security like right there? Like
there's
the security guard's
right
under the table. Yeah, the security guard's under the table. That's where.
No, there's a security guard. There's a security guard right behind you, like, which is like, yeah, that comes through because he'll be making sure that people that are supposed to be there are there, and then you know if someone's like in front of you in the gate, like about to push the gate over, like do something stupid, like he always checks them. But yeah, that's cool.
But appreciate you coming out, Skonka. To your first podcast.
Yeah,
right?
my first podcast. I actually been on a radio show before, but that was kind of different because you couldn't see me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, this is actually being streamed on Twitch too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
and then we're doing a YouTube upload as well. This following week.
Oh, okay.
But no, yeah, dude, this is like literally just like chilling, you know, talking to shit. We literally been already recording, so you know, it hasn't been like the not like hardcore interviewee. So
okay.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you came out for your first podcast here with us, dude. Lucid Temple.
How long have you been doing this like show for?
We've been doing this for
since
November 2020.
3 years. Oh wow. Oh yeah. So pandemic, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Pandemic. So yeah, we've had a couple of guests come through, do the podcast, and then we also do another segment where you guess tempos.
Yeah.
So we play a couple of tracks for you, and you have to guess the tempo of the track, which is fun. We'll do that after. But yeah, man, thanks for coming through.
Real quick, you say you DJ just like house and techno?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I'm like a big like, I want to say like bass head, but I like drum and bass a lot.
Okay.
And like I DJ that at home, and I've DJed that in front of people like one time, but that's only been like one time. I'm mostly like house and techno because that's what I produce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who were some of like the people that got you into techno specifically?
Like who got me into techno? Like artists or just like artists? I mean my first like time seeing techno was probably like Carl Cox and Friends, like a long time ago. Like that was like EDC like 2011.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but that was like my first time. But I was like always around techno because my brothers used to DJ. My older brothers. I'm the youngest of like 5, and
all DJs, huh?
No, 2 of them were DJs, and when I was a kid, we lived in apartments in LA, and they used to always play like records like all day long, like in our apartment building. And I was a little kid. I was like probably like they're like way older than me, so when they were in like high school, I was like a baby. So I was like a little 4-year-old, just like watching them DJ and like just. You know, obviously, when you're the youngest brother, you always look up to your older brothers and want to do whatever they do. So like. I always wanted to DJ, and like I ended up like learning on my own. But anyways, yeah, they would always play like techno music all the time and stuff. So that's how I got into techno and jungle. I think that's why I like drum and bass so much because I used to play a lot of jungle. But yeah.
So you learned DJing from your brothers is what I'm getting at?
Yeah, from my brothers when I was a kid. Like they used to DJ like hip hop and like house and jungle music, and I learned hip hop first. and then I would like DJ like little flyer parties like in high school. Yeah, and then from like flyer parties, I just like started learning how to produce, and I like produced hip hop beats, and then my other friend introduced me to Logic, and when I got into Logic, that's when I started doing more like house and techno stuff. I actually started with techno first, but then I got into like tech house after. But yeah, it's been a while. Like I've been on and off though. Like life, like you start working and then you produce and you start doing like real life stuff, and then you get back into it. Yeah.
No, it's hard. I feel like there is like that wave when you're like on a producing frenzy. You're writing music and like it's like a groove, it's a flow.
Yeah.
And then like you're kind of out of it. You're like just dealing with some other shit.
Yeah.
And then there's just like another phase where you're in the producing frenzy again, and then you're writing, and then it's like, yeah, I definitely understand those waves.
It does happen like that. So my old job, I used to work like 12-hour days, 12 to 13-hour days, and it's crazy because for me, music is
fucking Amazon, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon.
No, I didn't work Amazon. I worked at like it was like a dog job, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, I would work like 13-hour days, and for me, music, it's almost like being on a streak. So like, whenever you make a dope beat, it's like you gotta follow up, and you just gotta continue producing like every day, and like that's the only way you keep making like fire stuff like nonstop is if you just keep doing it every day. It's like almost like an athlete. Like I don't know, you watch baseball?
I watch sports.
Yeah. So like, when a player like they start hitting, like they get on a streak, like every game they'll like get a base hit. So like that's kind of how like producing is. Like every game they'll get a base hit till like you slack off and you fucking strike out once, and then you just like start striking out like nonstop. So like I feel like producing is like you gotta just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and you just until you get on a roll, because then you'll get on a streak and like things will click, and you'll just be making like dope beats like nonstop. But if you have something take you out of that, so like you're in the middle of just like you made like 3 dope beats like the past week or whatever, past 2 weeks, and like something takes you out of it, like whether it's like like having a girl or like life stuff or like your homies or like work, like it could really mess you up, like because then you get taken out of it for a week or a few days, and then you hop back on, and then you just start making crappy music until you got to get back on that streak again. And sometimes it might take you like a week, sometimes it might take you like a month to get back on it. Like, so it's just for me, like for me, I think like there comes a time where you just have to go all in on music, I think, and I feel like for me right now that's happening. So like yeah. Right now, I'm like pretty much all in on music because my last job laid me off, and I was just like, like I have money saved up, and I'm getting booked a lot through Lick and Dip and through all these other events. So I was like, what, screw it, like I'll just do music nonstop, and it's been cool. Like I've been making a lot of projects like nonstop, and it's been a lot of fun.
And I seen you've had some label releases too, right?
Yeah.
On Hood Politics.
Hood Politics, like way back.
I think I seen Dimac.
Yeah,
right?
Dimac, yeah. Dimac actually, that one was a collab with DJ Susan, which is the dude that runs Hood Politics. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that one was cool. That was on New Noise. That one, I still play that beat.
What's some of your dream labels right now?
Dream labels?
Yeah. A
like,
label you want to release on?
Like Top Dog, like probably like Tool Room and like Repopulate Mars and Defected House. So for me, like I really want to release on more European labels because I just feel like out there they're more into the music. Well, I mean over here we're like really into it too.
Do you think they're gonna be more into your music?
Yeah, they're more into like the kind of style that I play, and I would want to release. Well, I'm more influenced by those type of producers, like the ones from the UK and like the ones from Italy.
So when you're making music,
it's kind of more
it's
like
an influence from that sound over there.
Got it. So yeah, like my dream labels would probably be like Tool Room, Repopulate. Even though Repopulate's an American label, but like Tool Room, Repopulate, Defected. One label that I really like right now is called Issues, and I don't know if you know who Detlef is.
Deadlift?
Detlef. It's like Detlef. It's like DETLEF.
I don't think I do. No,
oh, he's a dope like house DJ, and he has his own label called Issues, and that label is like very glitchy. It's kind of like tech house, but it's like very like minimal and like dark and glitchy. So it has a unique style. I've been really making my beats try to fit that style more.
Okay.
Because it like.
I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, look it up. I mean, like honestly, when I DJ, it's mostly like that style. I guess you could call it like minimal house or minimal tech or whatever. But that's really what I play mostly. That and like a few like Latin stuff. Yeah.
Do you have a genre that you kind of don't really like to play as much?
A genre that I don't really like to
You're
play.
like,
as much.
like fuck it, I'll play it, like if it needs it, whatever. Like.
I don't really like to play like poppy house music. Like I don't know.
Like melodic house or like.
Nah, just like
Duke Dumont.
No, I like Duke Dumont.
Okay.
Like I like melodic stuff. I really like melodic stuff. It's
house.
more like for me, poppy house would be like I don't want to like name drop.
Like radio EDM shit.
Yeah, like kind of like EDM, like tech house.
Shit,
Yeah, like generic stuff. Like I don't know.
But you're want to name what? Like what are you gonna say?
Calvin Harris, Zed.
Nah, I was gonna be like more like on. I mean, I like his sets, but I was gonna be like more like on like Fisher tips type stuff.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Yeah, you know where like you have like I don't know, like I feel like a lot of that stuff is kind of sounding the same. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I think once there's like so many, after a while of having so many producers in the market, bro, concepts, like when you're writing music, you're going to run out of keys, bro. Like you're going to run out of chords, you're going to run out of like the notes. Like everyone, we're coming to a point where a lot of producers are almost writing like similar identical songs as others because it's just gotten to the point where the market's saturated. Like we hear a lot of songs, it's like okay, like I'll probably like make it different, but it's not gonna be as different because there's probably another producer like in the world that's already made like your track. Like that's how oversaturated right now our market is. So it's like I don't know. I get what you mean though with like the poppy house where it's like generic, like it's like the same like standard like
same
key,
like bass line,
same BPM,
like the same rhythm, kind of.
Yeah, same rhythm, the same fucking catchy TikTok-y vocals.
Yeah.
With it. Doja Cat, yeah, bro, I get it. For sure.
Nah, but I mean, like, it has its place, and I mean, it's like more marketable, I guess, than other stuff. I don't know. To me, I just like more of the underground stuff. Me, I like really random music. When I produce, the way my style of producing is like I randomize a lot of stuff. So like a random bass line, like everything's still in key and stuff, but it's just all random. Like I don't want to sit there and like kind of. Because like since we're all influenced by like certain styles, and I even like fall victim to trying to sound like someone else because a lot of times a lot of producers will try to sound like other people because they think that's what like A&R wants. So like, you know, because like sometimes I'll be collabing with certain homies or whatever, and we'll make a unique ass beat, but he'll be like, nah, like. We need to make it sound like this because this ain't gonna get signed, you know, like so. And a lot of producers fall victim to that, and I feel like that's where it goes back to. That's why everything is sounding the same because I think everyone is afraid to be themselves, like for the most part.
Do you think a lot of music doesn't get seen a lot because it doesn't get approval of a label?
Yeah.
Like, because a producer like finds the validation of a label. They think because the label rejects it, they think like the demo is just shit.
They think their song is shit because the label rejects it. Even though like it could be a dope beat, but it's just
that's a hard distinction to make like at that moment.
I think
right?
the best distinction to like make is actually
Releasing
like
it?
playing. No, oh yeah, you can release it yourself, but like for me, I always play my tracks like at shows, like even when they're not completely done, like if they're good enough to play, like I play my tracks, and the reaction I get from the crowd is kind of like okay, like this is it, because you know if I play a track and like no one's really like vibing or like you know they're just like two-stepping and they're just like whatever about it, then I'm just like oh well maybe I gotta like go back to the drawing board and make this sound better. But if people are like reacting crazy to it and it's like they think it's dope, but if I send it to a A&R or whatever label and like they reject it and they don't like it, I still keep it the same because I'm like, man, if the people liked it, like that's all that matters to me. Like I'll probably eventually like release it on my own or whatever. Or someone else will sign it, but I'm not gonna change it if that's the case. But yeah, sometimes it's better to like release your own stuff. You know, like one group like that had to release their own music was Wu-Tang, and no label actually messed with their music, like because it was so unique at the time. Like if you go back to like 1992 or whatever the year they came out, no hip hop sounded like Wu-Tang at all, and like they legit had to push their own music because they knew people liked it, but like labels didn't like it because it didn't sound like what was hot at the time.
I got you.
So
Yeah.
so I think it takes like your own push. When you have your own unique sound, you gotta push it yourself, because when you push it yourself and like labels see that people like it, they see that it's probably gonna make money, and then they'll mess with you. They'll be like, oh shit, like we gotta get them on, you know?
Yeah, because the labels are not the labels are nowhere near 1% of the listeners market, bro.
No,
Not at all, bro. Like
I think for the most part, labels kind of want to see that you can make them money. So they want, yeah, they want to see that you're like,
Concept.
yeah, they want to see that you have your own like group of listeners, you have your following, and you have a style that fits the market. Like that's kind of what they want to see. And
they
then
really like you when you're sustainable. Like when you're self-sustained, that's when they really like you.
yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, we don't really gotta groom you. All right, bet. Like,
Cause I've heard some like releases come out like on like certain labels where like I'm not to hate on them or anything like that, but they sound very, very like generic and very simple, and I'm just like, dang, like I don't know, I feel like anybody could make that, and they probably get so many demos that sound exactly like that, but I mean for some reason they signed that one track, so I'm just like, maybe it's just because they're got a following, they can make money off of them or something, I don't know.
a lot of the motives as to why a release happens, it varies, dude. Like it varies like a lot.
It does
like,
vary a lot.
You know, I've seen some releases from like, okay, the quality is not there with this label, but then you look into like the social media of this artist, you're like, oh damn, like
yeah, they
okay, I understand why they did this.
Exactly.
And that's why, you know, when it comes to EDM specifically, I don't really put too much thought into like a lot of those like you know, coordinations, because you know a lot of times it may not make sense like a release sometimes, or even not just a release, like even sometimes like a show booking. Like you might see an artist like get a booking. You might like the booking, but a lot of people might be like, oh, like why did this person get a booking, or this booking doesn't make sense, blah blah blah. Like it's like, dude, like that's gonna like this shit is so unfair. Like if you're gonna see it like that, like just know like it's gonna be unfair as fuck. Like however you see that, like you gotta just like know that shit that doesn't make sense is gonna happen in this industry, in the entertainment industry in general.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna grind, people are gonna buy their way in it, people are gonna cut all the corners they can.
Yeah.
Shit, why not, right? Fuck it. Just you know, be in peace with that. Like for those newer upcoming artists that are, you know, getting into EDM, like the shit is unfair. All you can really worry about and dictate is how you go about your own shit, for sure.
No, that's how I always tell everybody. Everyone has a different journey when it comes to like music. Like some people have to like legit grind really hard. Like some people get lucky and they meet the right person, and you know they're playing like really cool shows like within like having like a year of experience or something like that. Other people have to like legit make their own music and like find their sound for like a few years before they actually like get any traction, or you know. But I think I feel like you just have to play both sides of the game. Like you have to promote yourself and like be that social media influencer a bit, like not every now and then you still gotta like, you know, work on your craft. But I feel like it should mainly be like work on your craft and like have a dope sound. Because if, like I said, if you're able to like find your own sound and have like a market, or like have people that follow you and that are like come see you play and buy your music, and you have a unique sound, like you're kind of like untouchable at that point, because then people are gonna start trying to do your sound, like they're gonna start trying to copy you.
For sure.
So like, and that's kind of like that's the best thing you could possibly do, like with music, like from my point of view.
Yeah, I mean definitely like inspiring, you know, getting inspiration and actually being the one to inspire people, dude. I think that's just like we definitely have a lot of people out here, inspiring, no doubt about it, bro. Like, I want to ask you guys something. I'm sure you guys have seen your favorite artists, DJs play at a live show. I want to know you guys' take on this. I'll part this in two ways, okay?
Yeah.
But we'll go with this first one. If you're gonna go see a DJ, right, an EDM artist, a headlining show of them, what's the minimum that they gotta perform for you?
Oh, what do you mean? Like, so...
Okay, for example, you're gonna go see, for example, like a headlining, let's say you like Chris Lake. You're a big Chris Lake fan. He's having a headlining show. Like, how long does he have to play for you to be satisfied? Like, can he do a 30-minute headlining set for you, and like you'll be satisfied? 30 minutes?
Oh no!
Like he has to give you more,
yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, at least has to be. If he's if I paid for him, like if it's just like him headlining at the Palladium or something like that, like
yeah, you can't give me 30 minutes.
They gotta give him like 2 hours at least,
right?
Yeah,
like, that's what you like. That's what you're expecting from like a headliner, right? Like
yeah, like
2 hours.
If it's his show, like if it's Chris Lake, like big name or whatever, like he's the main headliner. Then,
just like a headliner in general, though. Yeah, like and
I would say like 2 hours, like minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes for a headliner is like, oh, what the fuck, like
well,
really, bro?
I mean, I never seen a headliner do 30 minutes though.
I haven't seen one either, but the reason why I bring this up is because not EDM, but an artist talked back to a fan because a fan complained that they performed for an hour at a headlining show.
Oh, like
how do you feel about that?
An hour? I mean, an hour is like
you get mad if the headliner does
it also depends on the venue. So like
okay.
So like for instance, if it's like Exchange or something like that, then or if it's like a big headliner like followed behind like a few other guys that could actually headline their own events too, then like probably like an hour. Like for instance, like if you had like Chris Lake, and then before Chris Lake it was like Fisher, and then before Fisher it was like I don't know, like Duke Dumont or something like that.
Like they're all like same caliber.
Yeah, they're all like almost same caliber. Yeah, like then like it'd probably be like they'd probably be an hour. But if you had like if it was Chris Lake and you just had like 2 local like DJs before him, then like I'd probably say like you should probably get 2 hours because most of the people are paying money to go see Chris Lake. Like when it comes down to that point. But
all right, what about you, Robert? You think? Like, well, for example, Borgor. Like, what if Borgor just gave you 30 minutes headlining show? All right, guys, that was my 30th minute. That's my last song.
And then then too, it's like how much are we paying for the show? You know, like if it's
okay, true.
Yeah, like if the people going to his show are like if it's just Borgor is headlining Borgor big names like and you just like got 2 small name guys or whatever, and then you. Like all the people going to the show are paying like $40 to go see Borgor, and he only did 30 minutes. Like then that's kind of
that's a rip. That's a rip off, right?
It is. That's a major rip off.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out like what's the rip off point for fans, for like EDM artists. You know, like because I've seen like in hip hop, like fans have been satisfied with 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah. But I wasn't sure what's like the climate for fans with EDM artists. Like I think, like you said, I think if it was like a lineup with all the artists are on the same caliber I could do it 1 hour. Like 1 hour is cool. 30 minutes? Nah, bro. Like I'm gonna have to get some of my money back. Yeah. Or I'm gonna need the free admission on the next show. Fuck that. But
to me, that's just being like lazy. Like if you're the main headliner, you're like giving them 30 minutes.
Bro,
like,
DJing an hour. That's like I'm sorry. Like this just comes from like. Plus 13, 15 years of experience. DJing an hour ain't nothing, bro.
It's nothing.
That shit ain't nothing.
It's not. It goes by like that. Like it's just quick.
It really does.
I mean, when I DJ shows like for an hour, it's just like
damn, for real.
It's like a blink of an eye type thing. Like you black out and then it's done.
Have you guys literally ever like blacked out or autopiloted like DJing?
I did.
And you're like, oh shit, like damn, for real.
I did it twice. So my first show ever playing in San Francisco, I got booked for a Thursday night. And it was like in downtown San Francisco. I forget the name of the venue. None of my friends like were able to go with me because it was on a Thursday and most of them had to work. So I ended up like just going solo. And I flew out there and just like took the BART to like downtown, and then the promoter picked me up, and took me to the event. I guess I was kind of like the headliner for that show, because he basically asked me, he's like, hey, what do you want to drink? And I was like, oh, I don't have anything with tequila. And so like I thought he was gonna come back with like tequila and Sprite or whatever, like a mixed drink. No, he comes back with like this big bottle of like Patron, and I was by myself. And while I was DJing, I think I had like an hour and a half set. So while I was DJing, I was just like drinking it to myself, and like I'm kind of a heavy drinker. Like once I started to get going, like I can't stop drinking, and I just drank a lot. I remember playing like the first half hour of my set, and then I just like do not remember anything at all that night. And like the next day I just woke up at the airport, and I was like, oh shit, like I gotta catch my flight. And luckily I caught my flight. I made it back home. I like texted the promoter. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I probably sucked last night, and like I blacked out. And he was like, what? You blacked out? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I didn't even notice. He's like, you were still throwing down. And I was like, what? I guess, but yeah. I was like, I guess I could go autopilot when I'm drunk.
Holy shit.
And then the second time I went autopilot was my first time ever playing at Beyond. And that one was like even more scary. But
how long ago was this?
When I played at Beyond, it was like 2019.
Oh, the year before pandemic.
Yeah. And well, I was like, dude, they're never gonna book me again. But it ended up turning out like they have videos of me like doing transitions, and I was like, oh, I didn't mess up. Like, I don't know. Maybe like blacked out me is a better DJ. Who knows?
Well, let me ask both of you two. Are you guys better under the influence DJing? Like a drink or two in you?
I don't think I'd say I'm better, but I'm more relaxed, and I don't have too much anxiety.
That's fair.
And I feel like if I'm like a little tipsy, like I'm kind of like at the crowd's level, so like I go like more in party mode. So sometimes you drop a transition or whatever, and like you feel it with the crowd, so you're just like, damn, that was dope. But yeah, because like sometimes if I'm DJing sober, you listen to this music all day and every day, so like sometimes you do something that might be impressive, but it doesn't really impress you too much. And I'm the type of person that I can't fake like all the time. Like I can't just be like, woo, like, like have my hands up in the air and like doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Cause it's just like, I listen to the music all the time. So, I mean, like I'll still be dancing and like bobbing my head, but
you're not like the generic radio, like, oh.
Yeah, like just going all crazy, like on every drop and every single breakdown. Like, cause I can't, like, it's just like, man, like I've heard this song like 20 times already,
Right.
But yeah.
Are you the one to get on the mic when you're DJing? Or do you leave the mic?
I'll never get on the mic when I DJ.
You're like, fuck the mic. I ain't trying
the only time if I'll ever get on the mic when I'm DJing is if I'm gonna probably tell someone off or something. But like if someone's doing something stupid, like that's probably the only time I'll get on the mic or something.
You ever had to?
Yeah. So like at Lick and Dip, this one guy parked his car in the front, and I remember he was driving a BMW because I had to keep repeating it. And I can't, like I said, yeah, you're parked in the spot you're not supposed to be, and they're gonna tow your shit. So, but yeah, that wasn't me though. That was the guy that runs Lick and Dip kept telling me to do that, and I was just like, oh.
I mean, you gotta do that shit. Oh, dude. What's your next gig?
My next gig, so I'm playing Lick and Dip again on Thursday. And then this Friday, I'm actually playing in Palm Springs at a place called Pretty Faces. I don't know if you're familiar with that spot.
Is that like a familiar place? New place?
I think it's been out there for a while, but I don't know. Like, I mean, Palm Springs is like not too far from Moreno Valley.
From right here, good 40 to an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still kind of far then. Yeah, I thought you would be more familiar with it. I don't know. I never played there.
It's interesting because Palm Springs, like that side, like honestly, I don't really know too much of that area.
Oh, really?
Like I only really know like from here to like towards the directions of LA. And
Have you ever been to like Coachella? Or?
No, I've never been to Coachella. I've been to the city Coachella.
Yeah.
I've never actually been to the festival.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been to the Splash House? Or?
I actually have been to Splash House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I blacked out there. Yeah.
Are you like? Do you like pool parties?
I'm not a big fan of pool parties, actually, bro.
I would never,
I don't
ever get in
like
the water.
I don't like getting in the water.
I'll never get in the water.
I know, bro.
I don't trust that water. If you get in that water, you're probably gonna catch an STD or something.
All I'm saying is that, bro, if you're going to a pool party, just look at the corners of the pool, and you'll see and like if you see a fucking bunch load of weird shit like gathering up, you don't want to go in that pool.
So I played a pool party in like Hollywood, like last weekend. I saw like the most. This solidified the fact that I'll never ever get in the water like at a pool party at all.
Or just like a public pool in general.
Maybe a public pool. I mean, it depends on like who's there. But a pool party, no. So I played this pool party in Hollywood, and me and my friends were just chilling, and we were just like talking, and my friend, he points over. He's like, "Hey, look," and we look over at the pool. There's this girl just like straight up getting it on with like this one guy, like they're basically like having sex like inside the pool, and then she gets off of that guy, and then hops on the other guy, on another guy, and I was just like, bro, like I'm never getting in that pool, man. Like I'm like, I was like, I'm never ever getting. And then there's another pool party that my homegirls played at, where someone actually like they used the bathroom. They did number 2 in the pool. Like drunk people they do like the most like absurd stuff sometimes. So I think pool and like drunk people don't really match. I love playing pool parties though. Like I'll DJ a pool party. I just won't ever hop in the water.
What about you? Are you the kind of person to hop in the water, Robert?
Fuck no.
No.
After hearing my story.
No, no. I have a pool at my place. I'm cool. We're
all right, look, adding on to the story, bro. At Splash House, because they do Splash House at a hotel.
Yeah.
And they do that at this pool, and they bring production to stage. I did see some person, I guess like she underestimated the alcohol potency of the drink she had. I saw this from afar. Like I was just like people watching and shit, and I just seen this like at the right time. I seen some girl like drink her margarita and like she fucking like threw it up, bro. Like she ended up getting like some parts of it like in her cup, and then like it went in the water in the pool. And she got out, and like I don't know which word after that, but like it's just
people are too extra.
But the thing is that I looked around to see if anyone saw, and dude, everyone's busy fucking having a good time, like fucked up, and like it's literally like I was drinking too, bro, but I'd be like.
That was like
I'm an observer.
That was like the same thing with the girl getting it on with the guys in that pool. Me and my friends were looking around like no one's noticing this. Like the security didn't even like see this happening.
Well, let me ask you this. I've asked this in other podcast episodes. Because I saw some clips of EDC where there was like literally people naked like getting it on at EDC Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Would you be the person to go up to these fools and be like, hey, like, why are you doing this shit? Or,
if
like,
they're next to me, yeah.
Like I was gonna say, like, did you tell those fools that were like getting it on at the pool, like, hey, like what are we to do when you know, like.
Yeah, because obviously, I mean, if you go up to them and tell them something, they're not gonna listen to you. You're just a random dude at a party.
Yeah.
But I think that's more like security's call, or like they gotta
for
be
sure,
more
bro.
on that.
They're definitely gonna be more on that, or like I said, like I'm talking about like, what happened at EDC. It seems like no one gave a fuck about like what happened at EDC with like I don't know if you saw the clips. Like there was just people like mad smashing like on the bleachers. Someone was getting eaten out at Camp EDC, like out in the open, bro, in front of the DJ booth. Like
I saw that one. Yeah, I think that one's really popular because I think the DJ was the one that was recording it.
DJ was recording.
Yeah, because it looked like it was the point of view from like behind the deck. So like I think the DJ was like recording it because it looked. I think that looked to be at Camp EDC. So it looked like it was sometime in the morning or whatever. Uh-huh. And at Camp EDC, they always book like, DJs to like play like little tents and stuff. But that was crazy.
I don't think people should be smashing in public.
I would never. Like, I don't know. That's just crazy.
All right, so if a baddie came up to you and was like, all right, right now, in front of everybody, fuck it, let's give him a show.
I'm not down.
Nah. Nah, your stuff is not for everyone to see. Yeah. I feel that. Nah.
I think my mama raised me better than that. It's just
Alcohol though, bro. It's just that's
if
why.
I mean, if you're blacked out or something, yeah, like you know, like if you don't remember, but nah, I don't think I've ever been that drunk to like do something like that.
No, for sure, bro. Oh man, I just can't imagine like doing any of those like things that you see at pool parties, bro. Like throwing up, like in the pool.
I mean, I've thrown up in public before, but I've never thrown up in a pool.
Nah, not throwing up in the pool, bro. Like, no, I've really seen also like I've seen a girl like I think this splash house. I think she started like her nose started bleeding.
Oh really?
And like it was like hardcore.
Oh man.
And it wasn't like my group. It was like a group next to us.
Uh-huh.
And her friends were like, "Hey, like you're bleeding," and like the blood was just like getting going in the pool. Like,
oh god.
and I'm just like, "Fuck!" Like I can't believe this shit. Like, like it sucks that I'm an observer. You know, because when you're an observer, it kind of ruins you. You're like, "Fuck! I wish I didn't see this shit. Like, I wish I was fucked up."
Yeah, I analyze a lot of things too. I'm on the same page. Like, I think part of that is just like the way I grew up and like the people I grew up with. Like, you know, they always tell you like, hey, watch what's around you. Like, you know, make sure like no one's doing any shady shit around you. So like anytime like I'm out in public, like I'm always looking around like all the time. I think that's why I've never gotten my phone stolen. Yeah, because I'm always like checking like, but yeah, I always analyze everything around me. So, but yeah, it sucks because then you see like some weird stuff go down.
And even going back to that conversation you said, like when people, you know, see that you don't partake in certain activities. Like for example, we're talking about like when people don't partake in a party favor, they start looking at you a little weird. Like, oh, like you don't do this. Like everyone does it, right? It's like, like nah, bro. Like this is what I do, but like I'm not really like about this. Like type shit. Like I'm not like everyone. Like as you say you are. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely have like a much more clearer sight on things when you're out and about at these parties.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and people be a fool, bro. Like I mean, you see it all the time, especially at Lick and Dip. I mean, or just anywhere, bro. I mean, warehouse. It's just I don't know. It's just hard for me to see myself acting a fool like in public, for sure. Like I think the way you carry yourself out there is very important. Like,
definitely.
You don't want to be that person or the DJ. It's like, oh yeah. Every time I see this person sloppy. Every time I see this person out of control, chaos, disorganized, like people talk. Like even if people are not directly telling you what's being said about you, like if you're acting a certain way, like best believe it's possible that people are talking about it. Good or bad. Like,
yeah, and then I mean a lot of this scene, like I mean especially if you're like a DJ or producer or whatever, you kind of want to like be on your game whenever you're out at these events or you're backstage. Like you don't want to be like messed up off something, because first impressions are so important. If you meet someone that you wanted to connect with, and you know you're just all wasted or messed up, they're just gonna be like, oh, I don't want to talk to this guy. And like they're gonna remember you for that. So like next time they see you, and they remember that you were that one guy that was just like all messed up on something or whatever, like they're not gonna want to talk to you. Like they're just gonna remember. Like it's gonna stick with you forever.
And those people are very good at not being so out there. Like they purposely like to like stay within hidden, so they can see like how everyone's acting. Like they're not really like you know like they like you know a lot of these people be like, oh yeah, like you know, hi, my name blah blah, like, but you might not know like, oh, this guy's running the show or this guy is like the one doing the bookings, right? Like that some people like they don't they'll take it for face value when they meet you.
Yeah, they're not gonna introduce themselves like, "Hi, I'm like so and so, and I booked for Insomniac, or like I booked for this show, or like you know."
I mean, there are some people that are gonna clout. They're gonna
straight up clout.
They're gonna flex their clout.
I've never had that happen. You know, the only guys that flex their clout are just DJs. Everyone else, I think, like people that like do bookings or like their managers or stuff like. Well, no, sometimes managers flex, but. I think, like, for the most part, it's mostly DJs.
Yeah, okay. DJs are the biggest flexers.
Yeah, they're the biggest flexers.
Oh, fuck, dude. How are you enjoying for your first podcast?
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah?
It's pretty fun, yeah.
It's not mixing, but...
I know, I really thought I was going to, like, come and do, like... I was going to bring my flash drive, and I was just like, oh, hell yeah, I got all this new dope music to play, like...
I mean, you can show your shit.
I didn't bring it. I was just like, I didn't bring it this time. But yeah.
How many USBs you carry on you?
2.
2?
Yeah, I try to keep 2 in case like one messes up. But
okay.
Mainly, I mean, the one I got is like a Samsung, and that's like for me it's like never failed.
Samsung.
Yeah, it's like a Samsung one. That one's never failed. I had that one, and then the SanDisk. I hate the SanDisk flash drives.
Damn.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like those, but I hate them.
I love them.
You like the SanDisk? Yeah.
I fucking love them.
I hate them because like I noticed that they take a very long time to like load up.
I've had a couple times that shit happen. True. Yeah. Yeah. I remember I literally had to like pull out my other duplicate USB.
Yeah.
And that shit loaded fast. And it was the same brand, bro.
Yeah.
SanDisk has. The thing about SanDisk is that it's so good. It's so good that it has a mind of its own. Like I swear, bro. There's times where a SanDisk USB, you plug it in, works fine. Next 10 times you plug it in, it works fine. That 11th time you plug it in, bro.
Yeah.
A minute passes by, nothing. You plug it out, plug it in. It's just like, yeah, SanDisk has a mind of its own.
I like the Samsung one that I got because like that one's like very like indestructible. I've like dropped it. I've like left it in the washer, dried it, and it works still. And like that one like loads up really fast. That's what I like about that one.
So waterproof, damage proof.
But I looked it up though. So I guess if you drop your or like if you end up like forgetting your flash drive in your pants and you wash it, just make sure it dries before you plug it back in. Because I think if it's still wet and then you plug it back into a slot, it's gonna fry the chip or whatever.
Power.
Yeah. But like if it's dry, like if you wait for it to dry, it should be fine. And I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I have an SSD. I'm gonna drop it in water.
Oh hell no!
And then,
don't do that.
No, but you just said that.
SSD is like expensive as hell. Hell no.
I mean, it's not that simple, right? Like putting it into a fucking bowl of rice. Like,
yeah, no, not with SSD. I mean, you're talking about like a flash drive that costs like $20, like compared to like your SSD, what like costs like 100 something.
Well, dude, that used to be like a reality for me. Like having to replace expensive stuff when it wasn't just USBs. I remember like having all my music on a laptop. I mean, you can't. You really had to take care of that shit, like your laptop, because nowadays if you're on Rekordbox, like you can have all your music on your USB, right? And if it like damages or whatever, you can still get another USB. Like it's cheap.
Yeah.
But like, let's say if you're a Serato DJ and you're just like a laptop DJ.
Yeah.
And your laptop breaks, like fuck. Now you gotta
get all your music back.
Now you get all your music back in that laptop, and not only that, like considering what kind of laptop you want now, that could be pretty pricey. So I think it's been pretty smooth to DJ with just USBs. You know, it's been real cool not to have to carry around like a laptop and shit. Like
that's why I like buying my music off of iTunes or like Apple, because so like for instance, say you have all your music on your laptop and you never backed it up with an external or anything like that. When you go and like it crashes when you go buy a new computer, and you have like iTunes or whatever. All those songs that you bought before, you could re-download them again. But like, you know, if you download it anywhere else, obviously you're like kind of screwed. Like, you gotta go find it again. Or Beatport, I think Beatport, like you can only download it for a certain time, right? And then it's like,
how does Beatport? Do you?
I download off Beatport too, but I think with Beatport, you buy your songs and they give you like a certain time frame to download it. And then all the songs I buy off Beatport, I save them on my external because I don't want to have to like buy them again. Because I think you have to like pay like a 25 or like 50-cent charge or something like that to like re-download it again. Yeah, like it's kind of dumb, but I don't know if it's still like that. I haven't had that happen to me recently. I've been more on top of my like saving my music, like, you know, on my external game, like, right? Because one time that had happened to me, like I had like this MacBook and it completely crashed and the screen wouldn't even like turn on. It was just like black, and like I couldn't get my music, and I lost everything. I lost like all my production, everything. And after that, I was just like, yeah, that was stupid. Like, why did I not have it saved on external?
Did that ever happen to you, Robert? Something crashed, like a hard drive? I'm trying to figure out so that that hasn't happened to me, but I've had a laptop crap out on me.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the same. I lost everything, bro. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, shit sucks.
That's the worst feeling. I think the worst feeling is like when you're a producer and you had like all these beats that were unfinished or whatever, and it just crashed and you just lost them. Like you're just like, dang. Like all the hours of work. It sucks. But,
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever had like a hard drive like necessarily crash on me.
yeah.
But I always have like my FL Studio crash on me. Like every time it's not often anymore. But like when I had my cracked version of it, I was just like putting in hours of work and then it would crash and then, like I forget to press save and that's it. I've never had like actually I lied. I've had a USB not work on me and I don't know what it was. Like
you were at a show?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was like,
sucks.
damn, okay. I brought it back up, but it had a bunch of old music. But still, I was like,
oh, that's good then. As long as you still have music to play.
yeah, but it was a brand new USB, and for the life of me, I was like, dude, like this was the biggest waste of time ever. Like, I literally just bought this for today's show. Like, what's going on? And it's not working. But nah, I've never had anything like crap out on me like completely. And plus, I'm pretty good at backing my shit up. Like, even if it like on a cloud, I like having shit on a cloud
On
just
cloud?
in case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start doing that because all my production right now is like on like one of my oldest laptops. And this laptop, bro, like I have to connect it to like a TV or like a monitor. Like the screen's done for.
Oh crap!
But dude, like the way like all my like samples and shit's all set up in this laptop, bro, like already like accommodated for my workflow. So I'm literally waiting. Like I have a newer laptop, but I don't really like do much production on it because like I don't know. I have my other laptop. It's just like I'm just trying to like use as much as I can on my older shit before I start like putting a lot of workload on my newer laptop. So yeah, like on my older laptop, like it's like if that shit craps out, that laptop, like all my shit's done. Like I need to have that shit all like.
You don't even have like your samples backed up on like external or anything.
I do have some. I don't have all of them, bro. I need to back up all of them like real soon for sure.
You got to get on that.
Because it's like
losing samples really sucks, especially if you paid for them. Like if you bought the packs, yeah, like that really sucks.
I didn't even think about that, bro. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but I spent a lot of hours like finding sample packs and shit, like plugins. Like, what are some of your favorite samples, plugins?
Oh, like plugins or sample packs?
Oh, we can do both.
Oh, okay, so like I've recently downloaded this sample pack. They're called Mars. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Oh, I don't think I have.
So it's a pretty popular one. I think they're on Splice too. But they had a sale where it was like their whole library on their website. It was all like everything for $30, and it was like a bunch of gigabytes worth of like samples, and all these samples are recordings of drum machines, like analog drum machines, and like original like analog synths and stuff. So like they're like little one hits and stuff, and those samples like I've been using them and I love those.
But the samples they're like they sound very analog.
Yeah, sounding. They sound very analog. They have like that very like familiar kind of like house sound, I guess, in a sense, but it still sounds like really dope. I like that sample pack, and then plugins. Plugins is a tough one because I use so many. I use a lot of plugins. I think for me, for making like bass lines, I really like Diva a lot, and I think a plugin that is just like for effects is I really like Shaperbox.
I've heard of this one.
Shaperbox is really cool.
Well, is that it sounds like a delay reverb.
No, it's so what it is it's kind of like more for like glitching and kind of like I don't know how you would describe it. It's kind of like a LFO like effect in a sense where it has multiple LFOs. So like it has like a LFO for a volume, it has like a LFO for like a distortion, it has like a LFO for like a flanger, and like a LFO for like a phaser. And like you combine all these different LFOs and you can make all these different shapes that are just like, you know, going like in a 1 bar loop or like a 2 bar loop or whatever. And you could like put it on top of like any sound, and like you could put it on top of a vocal, and it glitches the crap out of like the vocal, or like glitches the crap out of the drums. And like just adds like this crazy movement to like your beat, which I really like. And yeah, and then like I forgot to mention another plugin I really love is Atlas. Atlas is a really dope one.
Atlas?
Yeah, so what Atlas is like, it's like a file management kind of plugin for your drums, and it'll literally like all you got to do is like put all your drum samples into one folder, and you just analyze it through Atlas. And like Atlas has like this built-in AI that will distinguish what's like a clap, what's a hi-hat, what's a kick, like what's a snare, what's like a clav, what's like, you know, percussion, like anything. It just like categorizes it, and it has like a drum pad, kind of like an MPC on it, and a sequencer built into it. And like you could literally push like randomize, and it'll just give you like kick, claps, and like you could like on each little pad you could put randomize until you find like the right sound that you like.
Oh, it's like a loop, like it's like different loops for you, sort of. Or
You gotta make your own loops, but it's like it organizes your sound to like where like the workflow is just crazy, where it's just like, you know, like you make this drum loop, and you know, like in the old school way, you find or not old school way, but like, you know, the how most people do it. You have a clap in your beat or whatever, and like you have a clap in your drum loop, and you don't like the clap. You're gonna have to go like to your files, and then you're gonna have to go click on a clap and click on this other clap and click on another clap until you hear the right one, right? But like with Atlas, it's literally you make a drum loop in Atlas, and you want to take out the clap, you literally just push like a randomized button on the clap pad, and it'll literally like suggest another clap, and you just keep pushing it until you find something you like. And then there's even like another little section that shows you claps that sound similar to that one. So like it's like the work. It helps the workflow.
It's the workflow, right? Yeah, cause
like I'm able to like finish my drum loops like fast, and I'm able to like come up with some unique drum loops, like
cause I see myself when I'm going to like when I'm trying to change out maybe like a kick or a snare. Like the time between me having to look through a snare or clap,
all your folders, that's a lot of time,
and then drag it into the proper place for it, versus going onto Atlas and then I want a different kick. It's like a button, right? Oh, here you go. Like, is it you don't want this kick or another button? Like,
so like what Atlas will do is just like it'll analyze all your kicks and all your claps, and like it'll put them in sections, which it's really cool. Like you should check that one out.
Oh, no, bro, that sounds like a time saver.
It is a time saver, and it's a cool plugin. Like it's very cool, and I think I got it for like $50 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really.
I'm about to hook you up after tonight, bro. Got you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's real cool, bro. Yeah.
You produce on FL?
I produce on FL Studio. Okay. Are you currently on Ableton?
Yeah, I'm on Ableton. I started with Logic, and then like my homegirl Kat gave me Ableton, and like. Because everybody like I collab with, they all use Ableton, and every time I'm collabing with them, they're like, "Bro, why don't you use Ableton?" And like I was kind of like being hard-headed about it, but I was just like, "Man, I don't want to like try to learn another DAW," because like honestly, I thought like learning it was gonna be like so much harder, but I learned it like probably like in a week or like a little less. I think
just by yourself or someone else teaching you?
Just by myself, and then like kind of like watching like these little. For me, what I really wanted to know was like the key commands and where everything is, because for me, like I'm like my workflow with producing is all time, like it's all time management for me. Like I need to know how to like shortcut everything and figure out how to save time, because I just want to like, if I have an idea, I just don't want to get stuck like trying to like do something and like get stuck on something for like half an hour. Like I want to like know every like key command and stuff. So like once I learned the key commands and once I learned where everything was, it was like pretty easy to me, honestly. I think it's like a lot easier than Logic. I feel like Logic is more like, I don't know. I think like that one's like more harder to produce on. So I think for me hopping, like I had a friend actually ask me, they're all like, "Oh, like, you know, do you regret not learning off of Ableton at first?" And I'm like, no, honestly, I think me learning on Logic first and then going to Ableton kind of made me a better producer, because I think if I would have went Ableton Logic, I think I would have been lazier, like because it's so much easier in a sense. So I think I would have been like more lazy at producing, and like, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, because I know what you mean. Like Ableton's kind of like, all right, they throw you in there. Like it's you
Ableton is like so like user friendly. I think. Like I think
so?
Yeah, I think you just got to take the time and just like watch like certain tutorials, like not on how to make a beat, but just watch tutorials on like the tools. Yeah, what the tools are and what they do. And like once you know what the tools are and like what certain things do, you kind of have an idea. So like when you have an idea, you kind of know what you want to do and what to use. And I think yeah, like Ableton is super like user friendly when it comes to that. I think Logic is more like a deep dive where like you kind of have to like actually like know producing really well to do a certain thing. Oh, yeah, because it's more of a deep dive than it is with Ableton. I think Ableton is just like more straightforward. Oh, okay. And then they have like a lot of cheat codes like compared to Logic.
What do you mean, like?
So like for instance, like if I wanted to like do some kind of like glitches or like if I wanted to do like a certain thing in Logic, it's like a little harder, and like I actually have to like use like a number of plugins to accomplish that sound. But with Ableton, they already have a plugin that does that one sound. Like so like it's more easy, I guess.
Yeah, you bring that up too. I speak to a lot of producers that do Ableton. They always say like coming from other programs, the hurdles that they have to jump through to get to a certain result. And when they go to Ableton, it's like, fuck, dude, it's just like no hurdles. Like it's just straight to the fucking point.
I pissed off my homies when I hopped on Ableton. Like, cause it was funny, cause like we were in a session, and they're like, "Why don't you use Ableton?" I was like, "Well, like, give me your extra key, like, cause like my homegirl bought Ableton 11, so like I think when you buy Ableton 11, you get 2 keys." Oh, and so she has one computer and she wasn't using the other one. She's like, "Oh yeah, sure," and I was like, she gave me her code and stuff, and like I was like, all right, like I was like, I'll learn it, like if I have it now. So we hung out like I think like a Friday like it was like one day of the week, and then the next like after the weekend was over, I came back to her studio, and like I was like showing them stuff, and they're like, wait, how'd you do that? And like I was like, yeah, you just like hold this, you like use this key command or whatever, and they were like, one of her friends got mad. It's like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know you could do that. I've been on Ableton like for 5 years.
Some people just get it like that, and some people it takes them a while to.
I think what it is just like some people don't take the time out to investigate like the DAW like completely. Like if you just like honestly, if you just like
impatience. I think
yeah, it's impatience. Like they just want to make a beat like right away. But like I think if you like literally like do your research like on the DAW and like research everything and like research like all these little plugins and stuff like that comes with it, like you'll get certain ideas and you'll just be able to like make like craft better like beats and stuff. But yeah, because I mean for me it's like producing is just like nonstop learning. Like you're always learning like all the time.
Yeah, and I think too that all the latest catalog that we have from us, that all came from investigating like so many years of our DAWs of our sound. Like it wasn't some shit that, because like making the drop, making the track, like it doesn't come like that. Like it's not like a push a button like in a DAW. Like you have to really get in there and
it's like producing is just like a lot of trial and error. Like you're just really like testing stuff out. That's how I produce though. I know a lot of people or some people they like to produce more stuff that they're familiar to. So they'll always use like the same VSTs that everyone's using, or they'll always use like the same stuff that they know like has worked for other people.
I got it.
But like, I feel like when you do that, then you're gonna like sound like another person. But I think when you start just like being random with stuff and like use a plugin that no one uses, and like you might come up with a sound that, or like you might even come up with like a sound design that no one else has or no one else has come up with. So
it's kind of like the same idea as like. Possibly like producers that use Splice for sample hunting may have identical same tracks as others because they're using
the same sounds. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Because like I mean, you gotta think about like where all these sounds like originated from. Like I mean, like for instance, like all the sounds kind of come like from house from the 90s, and like those guys didn't have no tutorials to watch, and they didn't have no like Splice or nothing like that. They literally just like played around with random sounds. Like they would sample records and pitch like a sound up and down to
Like these were some
Yeah.
curious cats.
yeah,
bro.
like they were just like they were just like experimental as hell,
For
and
sure.
I feel like you kind of have to be more experimental to like stand out, because if not, you're just gonna sound like a copycat.
Yeah, no, like you're not gonna sound unique.
Yeah, exactly.
Not unique sounding at all. Like you're gonna sound like the rest.
Yeah.
No, dude. Well, are you pushing out any new music, bro? Anytime soon, or are we in work mode at the
Yeah,
moment?
actually, I have a new EP coming out, or well, not EP, it's a single actually. It's a single with my homie Romy. It's coming out, I think on Wednesday on Angry Dog Records. They're like a record label based out of San Diego. I got that, and then next month I got a track with another homie coming out on Bump and Grind. I don't know if you heard of Bump and Grind. Yeah. So I got a track coming out there, and we're actually trying to do like a release party for that one. And my other friend, he goes by GS5. He's from Denver, or he stays out in Denver. I'm bringing him out for that, and we're going back to back at Leg and Dip. And and I'm bringing a bunch of other like DJ cats to play that show too from Bump and Grind. That should be a good show.
No, the release parties are pretty fun. Like being able to celebrate the new music.
I like the release parties because like then like the whole lineup is like the sound of like a label or something like that, and like the whole night is gonna like be a type of vibe, like versus like sometimes Lick and Dip, like we'll have like a house night, but everyone kind of plays like their own style, so it's kind of off sometimes.
Okay, what's the preferred style of house music at Lick and Dip, if there is one?
At Lick and Dip, they really like a lot of underground like house or like tech house, like for instance, like from like my experience playing there, they're really into like the UK kind of Ibiza type of tech house. And then like when it comes to techno, they're more into like the industrial kind of techno. Like that's from what I noticed. Like, or I guess you could call that like more like raw techno, where it's just more like
it's just straight bass kick.
Yeah, it's just like more raw techno.
No really like 303s, like anything like that.
Yeah. But it's like a warehouse style. That party, like I said, it's just like, or like it's more. It reminds me more like a '90s party or something like that. Like it's pretty cool.
Do you plan on doing like release parties just at Lick and Dip, or like other venues as well?
No, well, I mean, with I'm cool with them, so like they're always down. Like anytime like I have some type of release, like I'll bring it up to them, and most of the time they're down to do something like that. So like I'm always down to do like my release parties with Lick and Dip, because especially too the crowd is always there. So, but I've never tried doing a release party like anywhere else.
Okay. And you want to keep all that?
I mean, I wouldn't say I just want to keep it there, but I guess I never thought of like doing it anywhere else. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. What are some places you like to DJ, like United States wise?
Like places?
You've mentioned San Francisco. What other places you like to play?
I like playing in San Francisco. I feel like the vibe there is like really cool, because I think people party kind of different out in San Francisco versus LA. Because I mean LA you still kind of have like this like little like kind of bougie side to it, but I think like San Francisco is more like burner kind of crowd. So it's just more, I don't know.
Burner. I'm trying to like.
They're just more like open to like whatever you play, in a sense.
Okay.
But then again, like whenever I DJ at Lick and Dip, I get that vibe, like where the crowd, everyone there, they're very open to whatever you play, as long as you're playing something that is vibey and makes people want to dance. But yeah, I'd say, I don't know. Other than LA, I'd say like San Francisco is probably one place I like to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the only place you played, like outside of SoCal?
San Francisco, Sacramento, and like San Diego. I played in Oregon one time, but that was like a small little like venue. But I've mostly just been in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm playing in Vegas though, like for the first time next week, or no, 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excited for that one?
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that one. I think it's at a spot called Club Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Eagle, whatever. Yeah. My other homie actually played it like a few weeks ago, and he said it's really dope. So now I'm like even more excited since he told me that. He said the sound system there is really cool. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm busting a solo mission for that one too.
I was about to say, like, is this a lineup with like all your homies, or like you're by yourself? Like,
I know the people on the lineup. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm going out there by myself because actually my homegirl Kat, it's actually her birthday that weekend, and like
next week.
Yeah, next week.
What birthday? What's the day?
July 8th.
July 8th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, I was thinking about maybe going to Las Vegas.
July 8th.
You know,
Yeah.
you might.
Oh, but like her, so she helps like run Lick and Dip too. So like what happened was she actually had me booked to play Lick and Dip because she's throwing a birthday party at Lick and Dip.
Oh.
So like, I was like, she's like, I hit her up and I asked her, I was like, hey, you don't have me booked for the 8th, right? Because that was the day that I was supposed to play in Las Vegas. And she's like, yeah, you're playing Lick and Dip. And I was like, well, I'm gonna play in Las Vegas. And then she's like, what? It's my birthday. And I was just like, oh. I was like, my bad. But I was like, fuck it, it's all good.
I mean,
still got a whole week.
Shit.
I mean, everyone parties like it's their birthday. They don't party just on their birthday. They party like the whole fucking week. Like,
I mean, it's not leaving. Lick and Dip's not leaving, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do they plan on staying in LA? I don't know if they've been in other places, but do they plan on expanding or just staying?
There hasn't been any like talks about that, but I'm pretty sure they're open to that. Like,
yeah, because I've always wondered if they ever thought about maybe doing like a chapter in San Diego or
it's just kind of
Riverside.
Tough. It's pretty tough because like to be honest, I think there's not really too many after hours scenes outside of LA.
Oh, because that's like their niche. Like
after hours. That's their thing. Because I don't. It's kind of tougher when they try to do venues because
I've seen them do sometimes at Sound, right? They'll go to Sound. And it's like the regular 9 to 2.
Yeah, they got once a month I think at Sound. They got once a month right now at Sound.
Okay.
So but they're open. They're open to doing stuff like that. It's just I don't think anyone's ever like reached out to them to do anything like that. To go to like San Diego or like doing afters at San Diego. I just know like LA is like pretty much like where you want to be when it comes to afters because like when you go to San Francisco, when I played in San Francisco, no one goes to after hours out there.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's no after hours.
Everyone just goes home after.
Everyone just goes home after the club. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, to me it's crazy because it's just like it's barely 2 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah, it's like barely 2. Like you guys are gonna go home. Like I don't know.
No,
I'm used to going to like fucking after hours till like 5 in the morning. Like I don't know.
No, dude, I had some person that was like so used to the afters. I remember I cut it. Oh, I cut myself. Like at 5 a.m. And I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm going home. He's like, bro, barely?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean barely? He's like, bro, it's barely 5 a.m.
There's actually like
are you kidding me?
There's like a afters like in LA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
there's a thing that
like I was playing at like Lick and Dip one time, and my set. I think I had the last set, and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna go to this other spot?"
What time was that, bro?
They end at 5, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna go home. It's 5 in the morning." And then like, I guess there's another spot in LA. I don't know what venue it is or who it is, but I think they go till like 7 in the morning.
I know. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I think Blind Tiger does something like that, similar to.
No,
right?
they go till 5 too. Like they go till 5 or 4. I think they go till 5. I'm always playing Blind Tiger all the time. Yeah. Those are actually the homies.
Oh, that's tight.
I'm actually gonna play with Binge Watch back to back at Sound on the 6th of July.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So, you're gonna be busy that week, bro.
Yeah. So 6th of July, and then
Vegas.
and then Vegas.
Hell yeah, let's go, dude. City Boys up, bro. This is summer for Skonka right here, dude.
It's a Skonka summer.
Hell yeah, Skonka season. Skonka season, bro. Well, hey man, before we get to announcements and we get to the end of this episode, how'd you get to your name Skonka, bro? Like, is there like a deep story to that, or like you just thought of it?
I just thought of it kind of because I just thought it was funny. Like I don't know. Like I just thought like Skonka is just a word that's used amongst like Latino people and like not even Latino people like all around the states or like all around the world. It's actually like only Latino people in LA know that word. Because even if you like drive up to like San Francisco or you drive up to like San Diego or whatever, some of those people like even like Latinos there don't even know what Skonka means. It's just like a LA slang word, but like, and it's not even a real Spanish word. It's Spanglish.
I was about to say, like,
yeah.
Are you trying to refer yourself as a skunk?
No, Skonka. Well, Skonka is it's basically it's like a hood rat. It's like another term for like a hood rat, like a very trampy person, like a very like dirty person in the neighborhood. Like that's really what a Skonka is.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, like a very promiscuous girl. So like, I thought it was just like funny because like if anyone sees that name on a lineup, you fucking see a lineup full of DJs. And if you're from LA and like you know what a Skonka is, and you see Skonka on that lineup, you're just like, damn, I gotta go see this guy. Cause like, I mean, would it catch your attention, right? Like if you see, I you know what? I actually had someone come up to me and say that when I played at Beyond, my name was on that lineup, like for the Beyond lineup. I played like Friday, and then the next day, I went again, but I didn't play that day. I was like in the line to get beer. This random dude just comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, bro? Your set was really dope." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." He's like, "Honestly, I didn't know who you were, but I saw like Skonka on the lineup, and I was like, I gotta see that person."
Hey, well, validating what you're saying, bro. I think when we were like booking for the Low End Nom Nom show, we were talking about like who we could have for the lineup, and I think Animal was like, "Oh, you should check," because I haven't really heard of you up until when Animal like referred to you.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I know someone."
I think I met him at like one of Novocaine's parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shout out to Novocaine though, because he played Day Trip today too.
Yeah. It was today. I thought he played yesterday.
One or the other.
Oh, one or the other.
I don't know.
Day Trip though.
They're
like
2 days. I don't know.
That's a big thing.
They played this week. Fuck it.
That stage is dope too. The one he played. It's a really dope stage.
Yeah, but where was I going with this? We're talking about the lineup, right? And Animal was like, "Yeah, you should check out this guy. See what you think." And I was like, "What's his name?" He's like, "Skonka." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, Skonka. Like, I'm like, "What the fuck?" That was my reaction, like genuine. I'm like, what? That made me like, all right, what the hell? Like, so like even like for someone that doesn't know, like, I think just like the reaction off the bat, like for sure, like it was activated upon me when I heard like, okay, it's Skonka. Let me look into it. I thought, all right, cool. Like,
I love it when like my tracks get played on like podcasts or whatever, like streams from like the UK. And like the DJ on the radio like announces my name. He's like, "Yeah, that track was from Skonka." Like Skonka.
That's how you say it, though, right? Skonka.
Skonka. Yeah.
Skonka. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We have Skonka in the building for the Lose the Tempo podcast here at the Spotlight. Was there any announcement that you want to share, bro? We talked about upcoming shows, upcoming new music. Anything else that you left out that you want to share with our audience or anyone that's tuned in for you?
No, just like thanks for the support. Like keep supporting me, and hopefully next year I'm somewhere up higher than I am now.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, all the announcements, like I think I got them all done with.
For sure.
Yeah,
they can all check you out on your social media. We'll have the links in the description so everyone can go ahead and follow you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, go ahead and
give follow.
Me a follow. Yeah, no doubt. Link in the description. Go ahead and follow our boy. Thanks to everyone that tuned in to this episode of the Spotlight here at Lose the Tempo. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content. Hit the bell alert button to stay notified. And give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's episode with Skonka. Any announcements that you want to share, Robert?
No, not really. Just stay looking out for new music. I should be dropping something by the end of the month. So,
make sure to follow Zion Don. And we're gonna go and guess tempos now with our guest, dude. Last thing before you go and do Skonka shit, bro, it's down to the fittest. Guess that tempo, bro. Let's get it.
All right, I'll get it.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. hour and a half.